You know, he's like, it's just hard work. It's just hard work. I believe that, but man.
Yeah, but state of mind, too. Like, he believes it mentally.
But it's the amount of hard work is extraordinary to get to that level. And I think Dricus is kind of a similar
that kind
thing.
of guy.
Terence Crawford just brutally mocks Teofimo Lopez, and no one saw that coming. Crawford reacted angrily to Lopez following the loss to Shakur Stevenson, unleashing an emotional rant and making it clear he had no sympathy, directing harsh words not only at Lopez but also at those around him, showing just how fired up he was about the situation. They mad. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck him. Teo. His daddy. Fuck his sister, and anyone else that has a problem. Terence Crawford believes the hesitation around fighting Shakur Stevenson is not about ducking him, but about how skilled he is. He thinks Stevenson's control in the ring, sharp reactions, and calm mindset under pressure make him a very difficult challenge for anyone. In Crawford's eyes, this is the kind of fighter who forces other top boxers to be extra careful, because one small mistake against someone that precise can change the whole fight.
Certain fighters didn't want to take the chance to step in the ring with this fighter. He's great. A lot of people started saying, oh, he's a runner, he's this, he's that. Just to detour people from being excited to see him fight, because he's not knocking people out and all that crazy stuff, but they would see why people really don't want to get in the ring with him come tomorrow.
I know you've shared the ring with him, sparring plenty of times. What makes Shakur Stevenson great? What makes him different? What makes him, I don't want to say an ilk of yourself, but in the same kind of era, the Bud Crawford era, he's got a Shakur Stevenson era coming.
Everything. The offense, the defense, the poise, the rhythm, the distance, the timing, the punch placement, the react time. Like, I can go on and on. You know, the toughness, the grit, the grind. Like, he's amazing. You know, and tomorrow he will show it.
Max Kellerman also reacted with huge praise for Shakur Stevenson's display, describing it as the kind of performance worthy of being put in an art museum. He compared Stevenson's showing to the very best versions of Floyd Mayweather and Pernell Whitaker, pointing to the level of skill, control, and defensive brilliance on display. In his view, that outing firmly places Stevenson alongside names like Alexander Usyk, Naoya Inoue, and Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez in the top tier of today's pound-for-pound fighters, emphasizing that Shakur now belongs in boxing's absolute elite class. Max Kellerman said, hang that one in the Louvre, that was prime Floyd or Sweat Pete. Shakur Stevenson is right there with Usyk, Inoue, and Bam among the first-tier pound-for-pound elite. Shakur Stevenson delivered a masterful performance, dominating Teofimo Lopez across all 12 rounds. He not only outboxed his opponent to win the WBO junior welterweight title and become a 4-division world champion, but he also made his defense a key part of his offense, using it to control the pace and create opportunities throughout the fight.
Unbelievable fighter. You know, I thought that Teo is an elite guy, and he basically made him look quite average tonight. 4-division world champion, 28 years of age. What can you say?
Did anything surprise you about Teo's performance tonight? Because I almost feel like he was running out of ideas. But
I just think Shakur looked strong. You know, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point. His footwork was incredible. It's his timing. It's his fitness. He's a complete fighter.
Is Conor Ben realistic for Shakur Stevenson next?
Hold on, guys. You can't go through that.
No. Conor Ben next.
We gotta get through.
We love that fight.
Shakur Stevenson didn't seem shocked by how one-sided the fight became. He had always believed there was a clear gap between him and Teofimo Lopez, and the performance just proved it in front of everyone. For him, the results simply confirmed what he had expected, with the difference in skill showing up in every round. Even with that confidence, he still showed respect for Lopez, praising his toughness and saying it was an honor to step into the ring with such a skilled opponent.
Did you think you was really going to beat him up that way?
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level, and I proved it tonight. And shout out to you, bro. You're a hell of a fighter. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you went there and did what you were supposed to do. You dig deep and you did what you were supposed to do, and I'm proud of you.
After the fight, analysts and fellow fighters flooded social media and commentary with praise, calling Stevenson's performance a complete masterclass. They highlighted how he not only dominated offensively, but also avoided taking serious damage. Every time Lopez tried to push his attack, Stevenson used sharp movement, perfect timing, and precise counters to shut him down. Even during Lopez's mid-fight attempts to rally, Stevenson's defense stayed flawless, forcing his opponent to constantly reset and rethink his approach.
Tonight,
fight? Just overall everything.
I told y'all, man, 9-3, man. But I think Teo lucky. How many rounds they gave him? Did they give him a round? Get bummed. Get Teo out of here.
What could Teo done differently in this fight?
Nothing. He couldn't do nothing. He tried everything. What his dad said? I told everybody. That's what his dad said, right? I told everybody. Get out of here, man.
At what round did you feel like it was going to be just a takeover?
First round. I said it, first round. It's over with. It's going to be like this all night, man. All night.
Richardson, what's going to be next for Shakur Stevenson from now? What is going to be next after this?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, man.
Wade Plemons praised Shakur Stevenson's performance, calling it one of the most dominant displays he's ever seen. He noted that the best fighters adjust and show up when it matters, and Shakur did exactly that. From the moment he entered the ring, Stevenson looked confident, comfortable, and in total control. Plemons highlighted how Teofimo Lopez struggled immediately with Shakur's hand speed, lead hand, and movement. Lopez tried to land his big right hand and switched to southpaw for the left, but Shakur's jab stifled every attempt. He controlled distance, cut angles perfectly, and forced Lopez to reset repeatedly, making it nearly impossible for him to mount an effective offense.
When the time comes, they'll adjust, they'll be able to showcase why they're the best. And tonight, Shakur looked a lot more comfortable even in his ring walk, let alone when the fight started. But when it did start, you saw very quickly two things. Teofimo Lopez is going to have real problems with the hand speed of Shakur Stevenson, his lead hand, and that Teofimo wanted two really specific things early in this fight. Number one, he clearly wanted to land his big right hand over the top. And again, it was off of one or two punches, then switch to southpaw and try to land the left hand while covering distance. And it was I won't say basic attack, but it was a fundamental problem with that attack from Teofimo Lopez. He was having real trouble getting to Shakur Stevenson. He could not get past the lead hand. The jab was stifling him. He was having trouble cutting the ring. He was having trouble getting to the outside foot. This was an orthodox southpaw matchup where Teofimo needed to step to his left to try to push the lead hand away or at least get head off center line.
Teofimo Lopez struggled to string together meaningful combinations, which gave Stevenson the perfect opportunity to exploit every gap. Wade Plemons even likened Shakur's defensive skill to Floyd Mayweather, praising how he could frustrate and punish opponents while staying perfectly composed. From start to finish, Stevenson's precision and tactical control dictated the fight. Plemons summed up that this victory solidified Stevenson's place among the world's elite, showcasing unmatched timing, ring intelligence, and defensive brilliance.
And then fading to his right side, right into the left hand of Shakur Stevenson, which, by the way, in the first round, Shakur didn't really even throw a backhand. It was just jab. And every time he would touch him with the jab, Teo had to reset and reset and reset again and again and again. And one of the big problems coming into this fight that you wondered was, William Zepeda didn't really give Shakur trouble. In my mind, I was there live watching that fight, and Shakur kind of handled all that adversity from William Zepeda. Handled a lot of adversity there. But the difference in that fight and this one was Zepeda was there with combination punching, right? He wouldn't just throw one or two punches at a time. He would throw 3, 4, and 5. And maybe once in a blue moon, a couple would get through and Shakur might get touched with something that you usually don't see him get hit with. Teofimo Lopez doesn't fight like that. He fights very selective on the front foot and the back foot. And again, Teo's probably a better back foot fighter than he is a front foot fighter. But he wanted to come out early and make a statement, so he was trying to bring it to Shakur.
Bomac also enjoyed Shakur Stevenson's performance over Teofimo Lopez as a boxing masterclass. He was impressed by how calm, composed, and effortless Stevenson appeared throughout the fight, calling it a blueprint for young fighters and amateurs stepping into the pro ranks. Bomac highlighted Stevenson's sharp ring IQ, his ability to read, adapt, and execute perfectly, and noted that nothing Lopez did came close to troubling him. He even wondered what it would take for anyone to overcome a fighter with Stevenson's skill and intelligence.
Masterpiece, man. He looked so smooth, calm, and relaxed, man. That was beautiful. That was the one boxing lesson that you future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful. He heard his father say in the corner, "What happened to your fast hands? That didn't work, man."
Just overall, just given the styles and in boxing so well, was there any way that Teo could have put on a better performance, a better plan, and gotten a better result?
No, I don't think whatever he would have brought to the table would have worked, man. Shakur just got a great boxing mind. That's just it. He's got a great boxing mind, and once he put his mind to it, he's gonna get the job done.
What is it gonna take to beat someone like him?
I don't know, Brian. Probably want to stay away from that kid, man.
Ade Oladipo praised Shakur Stevenson for a commanding performance that showed no signs of struggle despite moving up in weight. Stevenson appeared to dominate physically and tactically, controlling clinches and outboxing Teofimo Lopez on both offense and defense. Every punch landed with pinpoint accuracy and perfect timing, reflecting his technical mastery. Oladipo highlighted how effortlessly Stevenson adapted, managed distance, and punished every opening, making the fight look completely under his control.
Stevenson's coming up from the smaller weight classes, and Shakur bullied him at times. Shakur even said in the corner, didn't he, like, I'm stronger than him. I can feel it. And you know, when you clinch with someone, you know, like if you've sparred or anything, you just know when you clinch with someone, you're like, whoa, 1 second, I can push this guy back and bully him a bit. Remember, Teo's supposed to be the bigger guy. Teo's the one that's been calling out Crawford when Crawford was 147. Teo called him out when he was at 154, saying, I'll get to 154. Teo's a big, strong guy. And Shakur just bullied him. Outboxed him on the back foot, outboxed him on the front foot. Every time Teo came in and kind of tripped himself, going over his front foot, the punches and bunches and just the single shots were just beautiful from Shakur Stevenson. Beautiful. We might have something here, you know. We might have something because, I mean, I look at that 147 division and look, there's still work.
Shakur Stevenson continues to prove why he's one of boxing's most complete fighters. His combination of skill, power, and mental sharpness allows him to dominate opponents in any division. With every fight, he shows an ability to adapt, control the ring, and stay steps ahead, solidifying his place among the sport's elite and keeping fans excited for what's next.
Garcia, no. Conor Ben is interesting because Conor Ben's so aggressive. No. Like, so this guy really could go to 147 and win a title there. I mean, he could be a 5-weight world champion in his next fight. He could. He's 28 years of age. 28. You know what's crazy? I saw something today. This is a bit of a going off track here, but I saw something today about the weight champions. Oscar De La Hoya was a 4-weight world champion at 24. I think some people sleep on how good Oscar was because of his antics now. Oscar De La Hoya was a 4-weight world champion at 24. Crazy. Broner at 25 was a 4-weight world champion. But you could argue that what thing he's doing, Shakur Stevenson is beating the best. Maybe didn't get the chance to do it at 135 because he didn't fight Javante, didn't fight Devon, he didn't fight Vasily Lomachenko. But he's certainly done it.
Bruce Carrington described Shakur Stevenson's performance as exceptional and completely commanding. He noted that Lopez kept leaving openings, throwing punches at the wrong times, and turning awkwardly, errors Stevenson punished without effort. Carrington praised Stevenson's quick reflexes and precise counters, which dominated the fight from the opening bell. He finished by celebrating Stevenson's victory as well-deserved and masterfully executed.
Core looked phenomenal, you know, dominant performance. Just so, what you think about that?
Man, he made it easy. I was saying, like, if Teo was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not going to work, bro. That's not going to, you're not going to take up enough space to touch Shakur. Shakur's reflexes just, and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur got the dub.
Excellent. Appreciate your time, brother. Congrats.
Similarly, Keyshawn Davis was also in awe of Shakur Stevenson's performance, noting that not a single round slipped by and the fight was controlled from start to finish. Watching it live at Madison Square Garden, Davis described the experience as surreal, a dreamlike moment coming to life, and expressed gratitude for witnessing such a masterful display in front of a packed, electrified crowd.
Sold out Madison Square Garden, your brother's, you know, main event on there. Just tell me the emotions that come with that.
I'm gonna say the same thing Shushu said. It ain't even hit me yet. Like, it didn't even hit me yet, bro. Like, it's crazy because, like, for real, I always dreamed to have a 12-round knockout, like, right before the bell rang, and it really happened that way, like, for my return, bro. So, man, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed. I'm proud.
Meanwhile, Adam Catterall was left stunned by Shakur Stevenson's performance over Teofimo Lopez. Adam admitted he didn't expect such dominance, especially against a naturally bigger opponent, and found Stevenson's flawless technique jaw-dropping. Nick Pete highlighted Stevenson's mastery of the ring, noting his perfect control of distance, balance, and positioning. Lopez struggled to land meaningful shots, constantly outpaced and outsmarted by Stevenson's speed and anticipation. Even when he threw combinations, Stevenson calmly reset and answered with precise counters, keeping Lopez off balance the entire fight.
Stevenson is absolutely of that ilk. This performance against Teofimo Lopez, obviously I was engaged with the UFC overnight because Volk was in the main event, and I'm a huge Volkanovski fan. But I was across this. I couldn't wait to watch it start to finish as soon as I got home today, because I couldn't quite believe it, to be totally honest with you. I did a Knicks picks for our Patreon on Friday, and of course I waxed lyrical about the talent, the ability, the way Shakur Stevenson's driven his way through 3 weight divisions, beating some of the biggest names and hardly getting the glove landed on him. But I kept coming back to, at some point you go too big, at some point you bite off more than you can chew, at some point being the smaller guy comes back and bites you. And I kept thinking of my boy Lomachenko, my ride and die. And I thought Loma came short against Teo.
Boxing analyst Henry highlighted how Teofimo Lopez couldn't stick to the game plan, often pressing forward without matching Stevenson's timing or fighting smart on the back foot. Stevenson's patience proved decisive. He waited for mistakes and punished them perfectly. His sharp southpaw jab and ring intelligence controlled every moment, leaving Lopez unable to land anything significant and showing just how much Stevenson's skill outclassed him.
The things that Teofimo needed to do to get around this were, in my mind, the opposite of what he really did on the night. You know, he needed to be on the back foot more, trying to get Shakur to come forward, to time Shakur with his own work. Teofimo Lopez is best when he's counterpunching, and in this fight, he was not counterpunching for 1 second, one moment of the fight. I didn't see him throwing counterpunches. And that is because the thing that makes Shakur Stevenson, in my mind, so different from everybody else is that he's so patient. He never feels pressure to make the fight. He'll always make you go first. And in doing so, he can make you miss, and then oftentimes he can make you pay. But also, over time, you become so frustrated that you become more and more hittable, and he just picks you off with that elite southpaw jab. And the thing I'm talking about with Teofimo and southpaws, and why I knew that rushing Shakur would be so bad, it was all from that Sandor Martin fight that I broke down in my pre-fight analysis, where I showed you the check lead hook of Martin, how he was able to time Teofimo entering the pocket time and time again.
He pointed out Lopez's previous struggles, especially against Sandor Martin, and noted that rushing at Stevenson without a clear plan would be dangerous. Unlike fighters like Lomachenko or Josh Taylor, whose pressure comes differently, Lopez couldn't adapt, allowing Stevenson to control every exchange. With perfect timing, smart distance management, and methodical shot selection, Stevenson dominated each round, displaying the tactical mastery that keeps him at the sport's highest level.
It's just that he hadn't fought another fight like that for quite some time. Loma and Josh Taylor, they're both fundamentally come forward aggressive fighters. Loma will always try and get back on his front foot to put you under pressure. Josh Taylor is a swarming aggressive fighter. Teofimo loves fighting guys like that. He loves hanging out on the ropes and countering. Against Lomachenko, you know, the thing we saw that was he was just too big and strong and powerful for him, which is why one of the biggest pre-fight questions was, is Shakur Stevenson big enough? Will he get a bit gun-shy if Teofimo starts firing those big shots to the body? The answer was absolutely not. And I did do an analysis of the size beforehand, and I worked out that it wasn't really going to be that much. I do actually think that Teofimo put on a bit of size for this fight. I think he came in a bit heavier. He had a lot of water in his cheeks. You could see it a couple of days out from the fight. So he was clearly water loading to do a decent cut. I know he came into the ring at 147 against Barboza. Their fight was at 140. He weighed 147 pounds on the night. But I do think he was heavier in there tonight to try and get an extra advantage over Shakur.
That wraps up today's video. Drop your thoughts on this fight in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting boxing content.